Hey people, it's Steel Gamer here, and welcome to the Fallout 76 stream that I'll be doing. I'm a little stuffed up right now, so you have to bear with me. I just woke up, so I only can stream this for about an hour, and then I can get my daughter to school. As I said, I always promote safe streaming. I'm wearing specific sunglasses to kill the glare, and on top of that, the light that's above me. Playing on the PC using a wired 360 controller, and I'll be showcasing the useless and broken mechanics in this. So when a viewer comes in, I'll ask them if they want to know something. If not, I'll play. And if somebody wants to know something, I'll ask. Or I'll ask them to ask. So that's about it. So let's get on with this. Here we go. Oh, it's not Thanksgiving time, Bethesda. Now, I want to check something out because I changed one of the PNG pictures as my character when you take a picture in the vault. So I want to see if that actually shows up. It may or may not. I don't know, but we'll find out. Let's see if I can actually look at this. Delete these. Oh man, my ears are getting blocked up now too. This happens to me every friggin' morning. It's annoying. I had a really funny question asked to me, or somebody mentioned something in one of their streams yesterday. Did you pirate this game? What? How do you get online to play it if it's pirated? That doesn't make any sense. I know eventually there might be, but really? If somebody pirated this game, I think half of the people would actually have it. So I don't know. I mean, you can have it, but you can't do anything with it because it requires Bethesda's intervention, if you want to call it. I don't know. But it's just, it's to me, that's a rather amusing question. It's like, well, we don't care if you pirated. What? That doesn't even make any sense. That's just so ridiculous. Okay. Oh, I was about to say, I can't be the only one in the game. Alright, so first things first, I need to, wait, this... Oh, okay, it's a daily thing, so... First things first, let me, check something out here. I need to eat. I need to drink, I guess, apparently. Now I'm going to start sneezing. Oh man, this is terrible. Alright, wow. That one just like totally blocked my ear. Oh man. Alright, let's see here. This must be so nasty. I didn't even see what the hell it is I just contracted or something. I guarantee you it's something stupid. See, yesterday when I was talking to these people in this stream, the people that basically got into an argument with me or started saying I was trolling because of some asshole in the stream. Oh, sorry. Basically what wound up happening was I have run into this problem where my game is not spawning food. Don't know why, but you can't call somebody a fucking troll because they're having a problem in that aspect of the game. That's not in a player's control. And so what winds up happening with this is that if your game is having a problem spawning food as well as you're not seeing animals, you're gonna have a problem with food. And so for people to say, well, just come over here, it's not that simple. Yeah, I could probably walk over there, but it would take me friggin' 10 minutes because you can't fast travel when you're in this condition. It won't let, the game doesn't let you. It's worse than being over encumbered. Let me see if he's got something I can use here. Huh, that's so weird. Yeah, I have no idea, man. No idea. So let me see. Actually, hold on a second. Let me try something. That's my stash box. 308 rounds. I've already done that. How do you find out? Oh man, my fucking ear. Ugh. How do you find out how much ammo you have? Is it? Oh, never mind. Here it is. I need to get rid of these rounds in my inventory. Alright, whatever. I'm not even over there. At least I don't think I am. I don't know where the hell I am on the map. Let's transfer this. I want that. What I want to know is if you put this stuff in your stash, can you still use it at workbenches? Whoops. I have no idea what the hell that was. This is L. There's something in L. Right. Leather right leg. Keep saying I'm entering and exiting. That's hilarious. Oh, yeah, I guess you can't put those inside the inside their. Oh shit. This pipe. I'm gonna scrap that. Here we go. Wait, well, somebody, I just don't have a... I need to check something out. 12 308 rounds, right? I'm wondering if I actually take... Oh, it's 200 now, huh? Complete. 5. Okay, so now... Oh, I see what happened. Okay, that makes sense now. Okay, well... I just need to find out where the hell I'm going here, over here. I think it's over here. I'm just gonna fast travel the fuck out of here and go here. I don't give a shit about the daily events. If you leave, you won't receive a reward. The hell is this? Surveyor Outfit? How the hell did that get in there? That's hilarious. Just centered. I can't stand that fucking. I can't stand that. That's the fucking. That is the. That's the actual fucking disease that I'm getting fucking annoyed with. It's seriously fucking annoying. Dysentery. I can't stand that fucking disease. Or however the hell it's pronounced. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. There goes the bomb. It went off over there. Woohoo! At least I think it was over there. Doesn't, I don't know if it says where it says it's going to go off. If it did, I didn't see it. Oh. man, my friggin' quest completed? Seriously? Oh, that's hilarious. How the fuck does that work? Oh, there he is. Finally. This is what I was after. Let's see where this is going. Whoops. That was a waste. There we go. Alright, so I want to point something out to anybody that actually believes that, you know, a lot of you could just go to these buildings and find, you know, and find food or water or whatever it is. That's completely untrue in some people's games. Like, it may be alright in your game, but all these enemies, as you can see, don't have anything on there. And to prove a point, they're like, oh, just go inside a town's buildings and stuff like that. It doesn't quite work that way. What the fuck are these guys coming from? Seriously? My God, seriously. These guys should have already... See, I don't understand the fucking mechanics in this, because these guys already should have come out when I was shooting the guys on the roof. Not wait till I get around the fucking corner and then plow like nine more guys. It's fucking annoying. Now, I'm going to point out about retrieving the lost loot. Now, because there's a loading screen, I'm probably going to encounter, like, more guys. It's fucking ridiculous. In case you're wondering why I didn't eat that can of food I had, or whatever the hell it was, it's because I was so close to death, there was no point. I figured either I'd kill those guys and then go rest somewhere, or they'd kill me, I'd respawn with full health, so it doesn't really matter. Now here's the problem with the loot. Sometimes that icon is not on the screen, showing exactly where it dropped. I've had it drop in an alley, and I couldn't figure out where the hell it was for like 25 minutes. It was ridiculous. I'm like, where the frick is this thing? I was going up and down in a building and everything else, and finally I happened to walk by, and I'm like, and I found this bag on the ground, and I just happened to look at it. Otherwise, I never would have found it. What the fuck? That's probably the asshole that killed me earlier. What the fuck is that? Now I'm going to point out that, I have to keep an eye on the time. I'm going to point out that when you are diseased, alright, see it says I'm suffering from dehydration. I was suffering from dehydration simply because of the disease I had. I caught the disease from drinking the water out of the pool. Now, you could use right away, but if you catch one of those diseases, it doesn't matter how much you friggin' drink until you either cure that disease or it goes away. You're just going to constantly be in the same problem, which is why you will run out of aid. It doesn't matter what people say. Oh, I have enough water. If you catch these diseases, you'll use all of it. So people who are playing this clearly haven't caught that stuff, and if they said that they have, they either had a cure disease on them to get rid of it immediately, or they're lying, because you can't. That disease lasts for like friggin' 25 minutes to an hour. It won't. I literally just gave up trying to friggin' find food. I literally was hoping that it would wear off, and it didn't. I literally used everything in my aid inventory here. Literally, I had nothing in my aid inventory at all when I had those, because I had one for food because I contracted parasites, and then I had one for the dysentery, whatever the frick that thing is. But it's fucking ridiculous. Let me try this here. What is this? That would be disgusting. Alright, so as you can see here, there's nothing left in my... I'm going to eat this. There's nothing left in my inventory at all that will give me drink. There's no... I have no water or anything else that'll get my thirst up. So if that drops down, I'm fucked. Because I won't be able to... I don't want to say I'm fucked, but I won't be able to fast travel or anything. Wait, what is this? See, I don't understand why these things do not. I don't understand why there is no medical supply that supplies water. Like, boil, or at least, you know, boiled water or something like that. That's just fucking ridiculous. Or even cure disease. That's another one. It's like, come on. At least have one cure disease in there or something. It's just like ridiculous. And here's another thing I find interesting. I have never, ever found anything that cures a very specific disease. Even though people say they exist, I have yet to find one of those. So I don't know what the hell people are talking about. Maybe I'm just not far enough, but I highly doubt that not being far enough in the game, well, just far, I don't even know what far enough means, but I highly doubt that I wouldn't have seen it at this point. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think so, because diseases are run rampant inside this game altogether. So I don't believe people when they say that until I see it. I'm not going to call anybody a liar, but until I actually see it, I'm taking that with a grain of salt. I highly doubt that there are very specific removed diseases in this game for specific things. I don't think that, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. The whole issue with that is just fucking ridiculous. That's absolutely absurd. How's it going, viewers? Welcome to the stream. Sorry I'm a little stuffed up. Where the fuck is this clown? Oh, you fucker. How's it going, man? Hey, James, I was actually going to make a video regarding people commenting on my videos, and because you left a comment up there, and if you notice, I didn't delete the comment, and do you know why I didn't delete the comment? Because you have a right to say that. See, that's the thing with me. People get pissed off when I delete comments underneath my videos. Well, you know, because the comments I'm deleting either have nothing to do with the video or it's two people having a bash fest. I don't care. You've disagreed with me and you've agreed with me, and I don't care. That's fine, because you at least, whether or not you listen to the video all the way through, a part of it, at least you give some critique that has to do with the video. So that's why I don't delete your comments. Have I deleted one of your comments before? Yes, but that was for a very specific reason. For what? You have a right to your opinion. That's my point. Everyone's like, oh, you can't handle criticism. You just don't like that. No, it has nothing to do with that. And you're a prime example of that. So what I'm basically saying is I want to use you as an example for people when they're going to leave comments, the way to leave a comment. You know, if people don't want to leave a comment on that fashion, then I'm just going to delete the video. I mean, I'm going to delete the comments, because you don't use don't use the comment section of one video to make a comment about another video. You know what I mean? You at least keep the context with the video, and at least you give some critique on it, which is perfectly fine. I may not like what you have to say, but I'm not going to delete the comment because I don't like it. That's the whole purpose of critique and debate. I'm wearing a gas mask, I think, yeah. Were you thinking about getting this game or no? Where the fuck is that tick? I'm gonna get attacked, I know I am. Where the fuck did that tick go? This saw it, where the hell is it? Wait, can I open these? Oh, I can. They got them in here? Oh, they do. Oh, thank gosh. Yeah, here. Let me explain something about that. All right. If I'm not saying buy the game or don't buy it. I'm saying my question is, don't listen to the people making reviews on it, because half of the people that are complaining about this game haven't played it. Now, I'm not saying the game isn't bad or good. I'm just saying, to me, this game is exactly how I expected it to be. I didn't expect anything major or anything downward with it, and I knew the game was going to have problems. I knew it was. But if you can accept the server crashes and a few things here and there, then you're fine with the game. Because eventually what's going to happen is the game is going to be put together right, which it should have been put together in the first place. But that's not the point. The point here is that don't go by what other people say. That's what I'm getting at. You have to do it, make your own decisions. That's why I strongly, in my videos, I strongly always say, I don't listen to any reviews, I don't watch any videos, and if I do, that's that person's experience. So, for example, one of the videos I made yesterday was I got into these fucking argument with these two assholes that were streaming, because everybody in this game has a different experience and everybody has their own loot screen. So, if you watch my videos, you'll see that I almost never run into any animals, and I almost run into almost never getting any food. And what happens is, because other people have, they wind up trying to apply that to another player, and you can't do it. I had a serious problem yesterday with getting food and water in this game, because I was hit with 2 diseases. And when you're hit with these diseases and you start getting damage from the diseases, you can't fast travel. It's worse than being over encumbered. They didn't implement the food system in this correctly. There's a lot of shit in this game that is fucking absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I've seen bad shit in games, but this is bad when it comes to not utilizing the mechanics. Because if they at least if they explain the mechanics and how to use things properly in this game, or I don't say properly, at least if they explain how to use them, you could actually utilize the game and everything it has in it, you know, as far as playing it, because that's what I mean by playing it without being able to actually play it. Because when you're playing a game, playing to me means you take every mechanic in the entire game that exists and you utilize it while you're actually playing the game in order to play it. But if you're not utilizing all the mechanics and you're missing stuff that you're not even aware to ask, that's a problem. And somebody made a really good point yesterday. Actually, there's a couple people that made a couple really good points. One was what was it? One was the as much as I disagreed with him on a lot of things, there was something that he said that actually put this into perspective. When you come out of the vault here, you don't come out, you're not a mechanic, you don't know anything. So that's one of the main reasons that I guess apparently things in this game aren't explained, because you wouldn't know how to hook up a generator if you were in this position, unless you were a mechanic, but you're not. You're stuck in the vault, so you don't learn that stuff, which makes perfect sense because you have to go out if you want to do it. So you, as the player, are basically put into that character's situation. That's cool. And here's the interesting thing about this with I don't want to say multiplayer, but this is basically co-op. This isn't even multiplayer, and this isn't even an MMORPG. So one of the things that Bethesda said is this is going to be online. Nowhere did they say it was going to be an RPG at all. They never said this was Fallout. They never said any of that shit. And somehow people took that and added it to to what their reviews are. All they said was there's going to be people online at the same time, and if you want to, you could play it solo, but it's not advisable. But what's really amusing about this is for everybody that plays this, what's the difference between what? An MMORPG, an MMO, and just being co-op? They're three different things. And unfortunately, people don't get that. They really don't get it. You fucker, come here, ass. Oh, the fucking mechanics of this are fucking horrible when it's up close to dealing with this shit. I gotta get out of here. Alright, give me 1 second. I was getting attacked. Okay, so if you want to know what the difference between an MMO, an MMORPG, co-op, and multiplayer, I can explain it to you. If you really want to know. Because like I said, unfortunately, people don't understand the concept between the difference between them. They think because you're online, oh, it's automatically an MMO. Wrong. But, hold on a second, let me, get if I can put my gun away here. This is not going to be good. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? I bet you that's part of a quest. That's got to be part of a quest. What the fuck is this? Hillfolk hot dogs. Awesome. Okay. Actually, I'm probably gonna go in like 20 minutes because I gotta get my daughter on the bus. So what I'll do is I'll be back on I'll be back on after that. If I'm not on, that means I'm getting my daughter on the bus. So I'll be getting her on the bus between I gotta start getting her up at about 20 past 7, and then get her ready and put her on the bus at about 10 up. So I'll be back on between 8:15 and 8:30 or something like that. If I'm not on when you come back, that's where I'll be. But I'll be back on after that. And then if you want, I can explain to you what the difference between all three of those are. And I'll explain how people wind up putting them all together and they shouldn't. Well, I mean, it's got to be obvious, but that's the that's the issue here. So wait, can I rush to that? Oh, I can't. I'm gonna take that. I gotta friggin' take something from my stuffed up nose here. This is annoying. There it is. Oh, I didn't collect any water. That's what the issue is. Oh, I can just collect it from here, duh. Whoops. Oh, yeah. I have to go upstairs and then set some shit in here. Oh man, this is annoying. Oh man, this is annoying. Alright, so I have weapons workbench. I should actually move that over. Weapons armor. Already got a weapons one. Tinkerer's workbench, that's what I need. And then, chemistry station. Put that right there. Actually, what I should do is put this in here. Put this in here. There we go. Oh man, this is annoying. There we go, perfect. Cool. Not sure if I want full walls on these things. Let me see something here. I need not sure if I want these here. Not sure what I want here. Does that look better or does that look better? Oh, you know what? Yeah, the other one looks better. There we go. Whoops, I stored that in any water. Scrap that. There we go. Cool. Well, then that's my power station thing. I got a freaking tree growing up through here. That's hilarious. I got a fucking tree growing up to the fucking roof. That's hilarious. Let me see here. Should just, actually, I really need to remove this. There we go. Yeah, I gotta remove this. I need to go up and fix this first. So what I should do is this. that's why. Whoops. There we go. I go upstairs. And remove that piece from there. Where the hell is it? Now, go into stored. Bingo. There we go. Cool, that does it. Now, that's going to be it on that. So now I gotta go downstairs and fix the damn floor. I fix it already? I did. Nice. No, I didn't fix that piece. Shit, I don't even know if I can. Shit, this is not gonna go well. Yeah, it's not gonna let me. This. Seriously, this is fucking annoying. Store that shit. There we go. Oh, did I scrap those like an idiot? Oh, of course I did. Floor roof. There we go. That fixed now. Floorboards going the same way. Can't touch these for some fucked up reason. Can't even store these, huh? Oh, I can store them. Alright. Alright, so now I can put them back. There we go. Huh, weird. There we go. That's better. Now what I should do is I should take this. Scrapped it. Oh, that's why I could do it. Oh yeah, I need that wall. Hey, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Just trying to figure something out. There we go. Cool. Alright, that's what I wanted. So, that's it on that. And I need to fucking somehow put lights in here. This is one dark-ass fucking building. So I need to figure out how to get lights onto this place. Because I really don't know. Yeah, I'll have to start waking my daughter up in a few minutes. Alright, so... yeah, if you wanted me to explain the differences between those, I will. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Actually, I need to go here. That's armor. Take over. Here we go. Yeah, how's it going, guys? 106. Alright, let's see. Pipe pistol, raider at leg. Stigwig barb? What the fuck is that? Oh, that must be something I got from an animal, an insect. Stabilized short barrel. Casual outfit, really? That's hilarious. I could do that. Oh, I can make purified water from here? I didn't know that. See, I don't know how to make see, none of this shit's explained. I have no idea where to get where the fuck a water filter is. No idea. Can you even craft these things? I don't even need the fire outside. It'd be faster, but I'm gonna go remove that. I don't need that. Huh, interesting. Two. It's 2 per 1, right? So I don't mind it. See, the thing here is that yeah, it sucks to do it because it's not really the. I don't think the building is the issue. I think that the issue, I think the actual issue is that the shit's not explained. So it's really retarded for a game developer to implement all of these things inside the game and then never even make a player aware that they exist. So a player's like playing 20 hours without knowing they could have been doing all of this stuff. And then when the player finds out, all you've done is piss the player off. Like, I ran into one streamer yesterday who was saying that. He goes, he understands exactly what I was talking about because he picked a perk. And he played for, like, level 20 without realizing you had to do something to even activate the perk. He was like, what the fuck? So, that's bad game design when you do that. It's really bad game design when you do that. So to me, I don't have an issue with building stuff because I like doing it. I don't mind it. I understand why it's a chore though. Don't get me wrong. What I have a fucking problem with is if I put down a fucking water purifier. Like, okay, so if I put this pump down, and after I put it down, I can come out and immediately activate it. Like, it works. But if I put down a water purifier, like, watch, I'll show you. Let me see, crafting, what the fuck is it? I think it's food, I think. Alright, water. So if I put down a water purifier, right? And then I go up to this, it doesn't work. There's like literally, okay, so this has the same interface as a stash. So if you put down your stash and then you go upstairs to it or wherever the fuck it is. Let me see. I can't even see anything. This is abysmal. Whoops. Okay, so if I go upstairs to my stash. Where the fuck's my stash? There it is. That's a transfer tab. It literally has the same exact interface. Now, if I go out to the water purifier that I just put down, it has the same interface. But I can't do anything with it. It won't let me do anything. So, the fact that this just sits there, because it says take, it doesn't do anything. And there's no explanation to why it doesn't do anything. And there's no explanation on how to get it to do anything. So literally it sits there doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, but that's... Alright, let me ask you a question. How the fuck is a player supposed to know that? There's no way a player who doesn't know what the fuck to do here has any idea how to get this to work. What this literally shows the player is that this is a cosmetic item, just like your clothing. It literally doesn't do anything. So it's just there for show. That's all that shows to the player. There's literally no way to know what has to be done to get this to work, or even if it can work, because there's no explanation before or after you put it down. So it's really fucked up how, if you're supposed to do this, you know, how the hell is a player supposed to know that? It's impossible. And here is the thing I get a kick out of with gamers. They actually think this is okay to do. And they think, well, you could just look it up. Totally ignoring the point that a player wouldn't even know enough to look it up. Shit, I gotta forgive you. Fucker, give me your ass. This is so bad. Okay, let me ask you a question. How would you possibly know that? That's my question. See, here's where the discussion breaks off, where people are like, well, I see this. I don't see what you're talking about, because there's no mention of it anywhere. How the hell am I supposed to know what to do with this? And I understand that you may have played Fallout, but that's besides the point. I didn't play Fallout 4, so that's a totally whether or not it's on there doesn't matter, because if I'm not sure. I'm not going to say you're wrong, but at the same time, there's no way a player who's never played Fallout has any idea what you're even talking about, or how you would even look at that. So what you see isn't really relevant to this discussion. I'm not saying that to be rude, but what you're seeing is totally not relevant. That's not a valid comment to put to this, because if the interface was explained and the layout of it was explained, saying here's how to tell what. The problem with this whole system is, sorry, give me a second. On top of what? I think you're. Let me explain this here. I'll get this out of the way real fast. Okay. In order for a player to know what this does or how to use it, it's irrelevant whether they've played Fallout 4. This game doesn't explain that, and this game should explain it. Now, as far as players who have played Fallout 4, I get that they don't want to be told that, but that's totally irrelevant. That's an opinion. The fact of the matter is, this system is so complex, it requires a basic explanation. So what should have been done when they first put something down is the developer should have walked the player through what the hell to do in order to get this. One time. And then say, this is how you get this stuff set up. So that way the player can at least understand what is going on, and they can actually take that one example and then take off with it. That's a learning curve. But when you put this crap in the game like this, without an explanation of the interface, without knowing anything else, what you're looking at, I have no idea what you're looking at or where you even got that information from. That information does not exist in this game. So, where you got that information from, I'll never know. How you got that information, you didn't get it from this game, because it's not in this game. Now, what you're visually seeing may be a representation of that. Yeah, but that's not relevant. Whether or not what I've seen has no relevance to this is not explained. The fact of the matter is, the way this works, if I put a water pump down and can go up and use it, I put a stash down and go up and use it. I put a workbench down and go up and use it. I can put this down and it should work. Every single one of these things only require them to be put down. To be spawned or drawn in. Every single one of them. So the fact here is that this is Bethesda's famous for doing this. They'll put shit in the game. They'll put shit in all of their games that have the same context for every single one, and then on one of the other ones, they will totally fuck the player over by doing something totally off the wall that has no relevance to the first parts that they put with the other issues. So, I'll give you a quick explanation, then I really got to go get my daughter. I got to make sure she's up. I know she's up now because I can hear her, so I don't have to wake her up. But the point here is this. Let me explain to you what let me explain to you using Oblivion, for example, okay? In Oblivion, there's 3 things that are the exact same thing. And all 3 things use the same first baseline in parts of the second baseline. But they use the first, I have no idea what that is. So what they do is they use the first 3. Alright, sorry. There are 3 things that have 3 baselines to them. So, the first and second baselines... Fucker. I guess I got stung. Sorry. Alright, so what you have here is Bethesda, ZeniMax, whoever you want to call it, has a nasty fucking habit of having multiple things operate the same exact way. And what they will do is they will have 3 parts to how something works. And they will maintain the first 2 parts the exact same way. But they'll only have the third part have the first section of it. And then the third section they'll totally fuck it over. So for example, in Oblivion, when you wanted to buy a horse, the procedure for buying a horse went like this. You met an NPC, and the NPC told you to go talk to some other NPC about buying a horse. And when you arrived at that NPC about buying a horse, the first thing in their topic title was buy a horse. That same procedure applied to buying a house. When you wanted to buy a house, you were told to go talk to this person, this NPC, about buying a house. When you went to talk to that NPC about buying a house, the first thing in their topic title is buy a house. Now you're told to go buy furnishings for your house. So you're told, again, go to the specific NPC and talk to them about buying the house. So what you have is 3 procedures done exactly the same way. And on the third one, when you go to talk to the NPC about buying furnishings for their house, there's no topic title for it at all. It took me friggin' 3 weeks to figure out how to buy furnishings for my house, simply because Bethesda cannot keep a same principle going on, or ZeniMax can't keep the same fucking procedure going for every single thing. So if you're told to go talk to somebody about buying a horse, and then the NPC has that in their topic title after you talk to them, and the same thing applies to the house, then the same fucking thing should apply to buying furnishings for a house. That's fucking ridiculous to have those 3 things done, have the first 2 done the same way, and the last one done the first 2 parts, but when you go to the last part of it, it's totally different and has no relevance to this. The same thing applies to, like when ZeniMax introduced Dawnguard into Skyrim. They fucked that up completely, because the base game allows you to, again, you have a procedure being used throughout the entire game that a player gets used to, and then on the last time, they fuck it up, and players get pissed. So when you were dealing with Dawnguard, let me see, what time is it? Yeah, I got a few more minutes. She's up, I can hear her. So when you're dealing with Dawnguard, if ZeniMax never introduced Dawnguard as having 2 separate factions at war with each other, it wouldn't have been a problem. But the fact that they did that is what fucked it up. So what happens is players went into that with outside knowledge. And I'm not the only player that got fucked like this. Thousands of players had a problem with this. And so what you have is, in the main game, when you're going to play Skyrim, how they have you joining factions is they have 2 separate factions at war with each other. And there's several factions in the game that do that. So you have the Battleborns and the Stormcloaks. You have the Companions. Oh, sorry, you have the Battleborns and you have the Companions. You have the Stormcloaks and you have the Imperials. Now, at any point, you can go up to any of those leaders and talk to them. But the problem is when you eventually get to a specific point, joining one locks you out from the other. So eventually you can't do it. So you have to pick a side in all of them. And to make matters worse, you would never go up to General Tullius to talk to him about joining the Stormcloaks. You'd go to Ulfric. And same thing, you wouldn't talk to Ulfric about joining the Imperials. You go up to the prospective leader's side, and that's where you join it. So when they introduced Dawnguard, what happened is they introduced Dawnguard with the Dawnguard, which are the vampire hunters, and then the vampire, which is at war with the Vampire Lord, which is at war with the Dawnguard. So they have 2 factions at war with each other the same way the main game works. You get a journal entry to go see the Dawnguard. Now, keeping in mind, when you are at a specific point at the Imperials and the Stormcloaks, it literally says join whatever side it is. So when you click that option, you are locked out from the other faction. That's how the game is put together. So and they introduced Dawnguard long after the main game was played, so you had already done if you're a heavy player, you would have already done these storylines. For the most part, 99% of the players would have already done these storylines, so they understand how they work. The problem is when you get a journal entry to go to Dawnguard, naturally you would go up to see what happens. But what the problem with this is that when you go to Dawnguard, Okay, so what happens is, in the factions, give me a minute. Okay, in the factions, there's a Civil War quest that basically divides the game in half, and whatever side you choose to go on, it kind of changes the storyline. So if you join the Stormcloaks, it's against the Imperials. That's the Civil War. If you join the Imperials, you're against the Stormcloaks. Now, the Companions and the Battleborns are a sub-faction which has their own little wars against it that doesn't really affect the main game, but the principle is the same. When you join one of those factions, you're locked out from joining the other one, meaning you join this faction, you can't do anything else for the other side. That's how the game works. The mechanics of that's just how it was made. So, when ZeniMax introduced Dawnguard, they are a vampire hunting faction. They introduced Dawnguard at war with the vampires. So the Dawnguard are hunting the vampires, and the vampires are trying to survive from the Dawnguard. That's how it works. So in that retrospect, they coincided the Dawnguard and the vampires with the way the factions work in the main game. So they're two factions at war with each other. Does that make sense now? Basically, you just have to understand that there's two factions at war with each other in the game. You can choose to join a side, and whatever side you join, you are now against the other side. That's how it works. That's how all of the factions in Skyrim work. So when ZeniMax introduced Dawnguard into the game, that's the name of the expansion. They introduced Dawnguard. Dawnguard has vampires in it, which they're at war with each other. And so what happens here is, like the main game, you can walk up to the leader of the Imperials at any time and join them. So, and the same thing with the Stormcloaks. You can literally my point is, you can find the leaders of these things. Now, if you're going to join the Stormcloaks, you don't talk to the opposite. You wouldn't talk to the leader of the Imperials to say, hey, I want to join the Stormcloaks. That's fucking retarded. That doesn't make any sense. You could, but the game doesn't work that way. So if you want to join the Imperials, you walk up to the leader of the Imperials. If you want to join the Stormcloaks, you walk up to the leader of the Stormcloaks. You want to join the Battleborn? You walk up to the leader of the Battleborn. You want to join the Companions? You walk up to the Companions. But no matter which way you do it, you can walk up to those leaders at any point and basically start doing quests for them, and then eventually you will get an option to join them. Once you join them, you're locked out from being able to do anything. You're now against the other side. That's how the game's structure was put together. Now, Dawnguard did not come out until months later. It came out almost a year and a half later. So basically, when you were playing the main game, you were already used to how the system worked. Now, the point that I'm making here is, when ZeniMax introduced Dawnguard to the game, they introduced and advertised it as two factions at war with each other. Now, when you first got into the game, you got a journal entry that says Dawnguard, but you got no journal entry for the vampires. So what happened is, when you walked up to the Dawnguard, there were two options you basically had. Walk away, or join Dawnguard. The key factor with this is join Dawnguard. Now, that's fine for the people who wanted to do Dawnguard, because you can walk up to the leader, start doing quests for them, and join them in the same way you did Battleborn, Companion, Imperials, Stormcloaks. However, the problem is, anybody who wanted to do the pure vampire side of things cannot walk up to the vampire lord, find him, and start doing quests for him, because ZeniMax did not allow that. Instead, what they did was they fucked up the system by having anybody who wanted to join the vampires have to join the Dawnguard first, and ZeniMax never told anybody. So they fucked up the entire system. Again, ZeniMax has this fucking vicious habit of putting three things into a game, keeping the system for the first two parts of it the same, and then on the third one, keep part of the system the same and fuck with the last aspect of it. Like I said, buying a horse, buying a house and buying furnishings to your house are all done the same way, and then they fucked it up on the last part of buying furnishings for your house. They fucked up the Dawn Guard aspect because you have the Companions versus the Battleborns, the Imperials versus the Stormcloaks. So they introduced a third element, had you do the system, and then fucked with the way you joined one side of that. It's fucking ridiculous. ZeniMax has this nasty habit of putting 3 things into a game, putting things the same, and then fucking with it. And this is the same thing. You put a water pump into the game, you go up to it, it works. You put a stash in the game, you go up to it, it works. You put a friggin' workbench in the game, you put it down, it works. You put this in the game, it doesn't work. It's fucking retarded the way they did this. Alright, listen, I have to end this stream for a few minutes. I gotta get my daughter ready, get her on the bus, and then I'll be back in like 20 minutes to half an hour. Thanks, guys, for watching. Teal Gamer signing off. Have a good day.